Hello people, today we're looking at Revenge, a 2D puzzle platformer from the studio Reco Technology, who brought us two other games to Steam, and this has a 3D predecessor to the game. If you want to know how bad that game was, there's a link below, and Total Biscuit did already cover this, and he covered it very well. So the game is based around two characters, which can be played single player or by two players. First you have the Onion, he has the ability to move objects and place bombs, and then you have the Broccoli, who has the ability to throw daggers to hit targets and to set off the bombs. The platforming of the game offered me some great challenges, timing on top of precision jumping problems, all that you could want really, so a win there for giving challenge. Other challenges offered are to collect coins for points, collect time coins which are blue and give an extra life, and to find secrets, with two hidden in most levels, and are hidden eventfully, so a win for that. The coins don't seem to give anything in games, so I just gave up worrying about them afterwards, so a sin for discounting your collectibles down to just a token and not offering any variety through these in your game. The graphics and animations within the game, while simple, work very well, and why at no moment had me stopped in awe within the constraints of 2D platforms. They are good, so win. The interactions, while small between the characters, worked, giving me some nice conversations and even bringing a smile to my face from time to time. So, a win there for character development. Brings us to the puzzle side of the game, which ruins this for me. The game has mechanics which could offer some good puzzling, solving, but just evolve around pushing this block, jumping it, then push again. Or here, blow this up while under no pressure. As for the knives, the best puzzle they could come up with is to shoot targets in order. And I say the best, I should have said, was one of the only two puzzles, the other being shoot a rope. This is so simplistic, so dumbed down in this area, that it offers no fun, nor challenge, and seems to be a great contradiction to the challenge that is offered in the game, so a sin for that. The controls of the platforming does not feel responsive enough, and this is probably due to the characters needing to do more than just jump, and the game uses these so little that at the cost of the platforming it's not worth it, so a sin. And when these unenjoyable feels, these controls, go hand in hand with the double jump feature, the jump takes too long to get up and hangs for too long. As for controlling in the air, you do have some control, but as it's physics based you just do not feel it in control in the air, taking away another aspect or skill set that the user could use, so a sin for that. The pacing of the game and level designs, which I just praised previously for offering challenge, is ruined by the pacing of the game. From the small annoyances like coins just being too high and you need to jump to collect, all the way up to giving a nice challenge followed by some boring plain jumps, all messes with the pacing of the game, taking out the enjoyment of progression as you progress past ease, then hit a challenge wall, followed back down to boredom and back up again, ruining the pacing of a platformer in my opinion, so sin. The platforming is broken up by a mini-game which has you defending two sides, having to switch between the characters and pull off combinations. I like this. By having to switch between the two characters, you took a normal, what would be a quick time event, and added challenge to keep it interesting, so a nice win for that. But if you are downed, you can use left or right to resurrect your character, but this can be done so quickly and easy that it makes the game easier than it should be, so a sin for the cop-out there. On the subject of artificial ease added, for some reason the most difficult sections of the level seem to have an extra life after the checkpoint, which you can collect every time you die, meaning you can have infinite attempts at the level. Some have 2 lives following, which the stupidity hit me at one point when I got stressed for myself dying, my fault, and I realised I had loads more lives now than when I started, so sin for that. The game offers bosses and great variety within the designs of these characters, so win. But the bosses depressed me, and it took me a while to realise why I hated them so much, and it was the level of randomness which they offer. This is the same stage on the same boss. Let's take this as an example. You can destroy the green barrels, but the red ones blow up, so you need to avoid them to survive. So as you can see, in one instance I just had to duck, in the other instance I had to pull off quite a skilled jump. So a sin there, because the level of randomness that's offered within these bosses means that if you complete this game, it actually means nothing, because a playthrough could have just been I stood there and it took care of itself, up to I had to pull off 50,000 different jumps at different angles, all within about a minute of each other. And this brings me to the biggest point of this game. It just seems so lazily designed. I don't think the designers are actually the problem with this game. I think the people who playtested it and fed back to the designers afterwards are the people who should really be sacked and should really have the finger pointed at them here. And I dear hope to God that this developer is not using friends to playtest this game, because the problems with doing that angle of things is very prevalent, and you see it in this game, where you've got some great ideas but they're just so poorly executed, and the small things that are built up in the game that just cause annoyance and would have been quite easy to fix if the game had been given another month or so. Well, I hope everyone's enjoyed our little visit down Indie Lane today, and if you want to be a completionist with your indie game knowledge, then that's what the big subscribe button is there for. If you have any feedback or wish to contribute in any way or do a collaboration, then please send me an email. That's PlaythenSay@gmail.com. But anyway, you just keep going and enjoy the world.